Roger Penske, then at the age of 28, acquired a coveted Chevrolet dealership in Philadelphia and gave up his driving career to start his own racing team. On the advice of Zora Arkus Duntov, he hired Dick Goldstrand to pick up a special option 1966 Corvette L88. The car was in red as it left the St. Louis factory in December 1965. But time was short for the Daytona 24-hour race February 5th through the 6th, with possible sponsorship from the Sun Oil Company. Repaired from a crash during the night, the damaged number 6 Corvette, piloted by Goldstrand, Ben Moore, and George Winterstein, not only survived, but won the GT class. With more time for the Sebring 12-hour race on March 26th, and with Sunoco on board, Penske's number 9 Corvette, now painted blue, notched another GT class win. It was then sold off. The initial look was gone forever until recently. Now, we can celebrate them in red and blue thanks to a replication down to every last detail. And it runs perfectly.
My name's George Haddad. I own Fabulous Restorations. We've been in the restoration business, automotive restoration business, for the last 46 years. We restore all types of cars. Our forte is Corvettes. I'm in the restoration business because I love old cars. The race cars that we have that are recreations are correct duplicates of the originals. When I started to do recreations, I wanted to find cars that were no longer in existence. This is the Penske prototype 66 L88 race car that Chevrolet built for Roger Penske to go race at Daytona. This car is a recreation. It's an exact recreation of the original car. This car was built at Chevrolet, sent to Roger Penske's shop in Pennsylvania. It was turned into a race car in about a week and a half. Came in first in class and 12th overall. There's some very interesting parts on this car that you wouldn't generally see on a race car of this vintage. I'll show you those. The back of the car had to be fabricated out of aluminum. The breather tubes that come out of the rear of the car also had to be fabricated out of aluminum because those parts are not available. They were one-off. The engine in this car is a Traco 427 race motor. This engine was changed at Daytona the night before the race. The engine was flown in to Daytona and they switched the engines. This was the engine that the car raced with originally and won the race. The interior of the car has a 36-gallon gas tank, which was another rare option for a Corvette. The headlights are Marshall headlights. They were made in France in the early 60s. We had to look all over the world to try and find a set. We were fortunate enough to find them in Marseille, bought them and had them sent to the United States. The lower fog lights were found in England, and we had to have them shipped over because they're exact duplicates of the original components that were on this car, and only this car. The costs of the restoration on the Penske car, or any recreation in general based on its rarity, it's extremely expensive. And that's because the parts that we restore the cars with are generally original parts, original part numbers, and date codes back from the day, so that the car is restored back to how it would have been when it left whatever shop it was built at. So finding those parts is very time consuming. We've had all the appropriate people that are still left look the cars over so that they could give us their opinion on the authenticity and correctness. We got quite a lot of help on the Penske car from Gib Hufstetter and people involved in that team. But the original drivers of both cars that won those two races in '66 and '69 drove them again close to 6 weeks ago at Daytona. We're trying to save all the historical background and give those fellas the credit that they deserve after all these years.